Let's find out what befell Zandalar with Bwonsamdi Dk. The idea behind this deck is we are going to be trying to get Bwonsamdi to give us 10 cost minions. You might be wondering, how are we going to do this? Normally, you only have two ways to upgrade his hero power. Well, by using Tide Pupil, we'll be able to get additional copies of what befell Zandalar, thus making it where we can get 10 cost minions, and hopefully we'll end up hitting some Wakener of Souls or some other very powerful 10 cost minions. Now, for the one guide, first thing you're going to be watching out for is going to be early game minions, such as Creature of Madness, early game removal tools, such as Infested Breath, and finally, Talanji of the Graves as a way to draw into your Bwonsamdi as quickly as possible. Now, with all being said, let's look at some games. Okay, Warrior. Well, at least Demi Warrior isn't a deck anymore, so probably have a decent chance. Actually, Bwonsamdi DK was kind of decent before uh, the bounce patch. It feels a lot better now. So there's a few different warrior decks it could be. It could be Dragon Warrior. It could be Quest Warrior. Turn one, we usually get information. There is a third warrior deck that I don't think anyone's talking about. That's basically Dummy Warrior, but with the alternate win condition. Well, please don't be one of these people who ropes most of the early game turns. Okay, so I'm pretty sure they're still here. We're just going to pass back. Yeah, they just roped us to the last second. That was the idea. Okay, so I had a sneaky suspicion it wasn't going to be Quest if they were roping for the entire turn. So it's Dragon Warrior. Dragon Warrior, cool deck. At least it's a new deck, right? It's actually one of those things that I'm amazed that it is a brand new deck instead. Like, it took how many sets of like random dragon support to get to this point, right? It's very budget friendly too. Because you don't actually, I say that, but I haven't actually looked at the list. I know some run Logosh, and honestly, you probably could cut that card pretty easily. Okay, how do we want to do this? I want to slam this down. Oh! Ooh, I might have just ungoofed. I... I've done this a few times in this list. Always forget Wakener of Souls doesn't look at the highest Death Rattle minion that was destroyed. It only looks at the pool of Death Rattle minions, which means randomly generating a card like this is actually probably not the best thing for us. I just did it because it was like big stats, right? That was the idea. Hopefully this doesn't backfire on me. Now, that is one of those cards. I'm actually kind of impressed that it took this long for a aggro warrior deck to become a thing, because that card is just absolutely insane. You slam it down on turn 2, and you just had a minion maybe take 1 damage through all the different random damaging sources that you can get, and it just works really, really well. We can trade into that, and then I think we're going to go face. Also, I will freely admit that's a card that I was completely wrong about when it got revealed. I expected it not to see any play just because of the RNG factor, but I guess the weapon pool is like small enough for it to give you consistent access to something like Foam Render. I guess once Foam Render rotates out, it'll probably be a worse card, but it's a mid-game, well, early-ish enough dragon that the deck can easily use. So I get why Warrior is running it. I was just completely wrong. I just wasn't expecting a aggro Dragon Warrior to exist. Just because, like, all the other dragon support we've seen for Warrior up to the set was really control tools. But I guess decks can evolve, right? Let's get rid of both of the minions so I don't have to deal with that. We can slam down Xavius, maybe get something kind of fun, kind of cool. It's probably all three of those were decent choices. I just like having the charge minion. Honestly speaking, Maladar was probably the choice. Or even just like the buff on the Pterodax. It is what it is. You live and you learn. Okay, there's Green Wing. Umbra, okay. Let's see what we can randomly get here. Hopefully something cool. Okay, that categorizes as something cool. I'm going to slam down Husk here just because I think it would be cool to maybe get a win game or a game where we win using Husk. It would be cool to actually get a game where Husk mattered a lot. I know, like, that's probably not going to happen. Husk was one of those cards that I first saw. I was like, man, I really want to do something with him. And then what befell is actually kind of cool because we do have the Tide Pool in hand. I'm going to grab Rush first. Let's see if we can get any cheap spells. That's not cheap, but we can do this. Grab what befell and then just pass it back. Anyways, I thought Husk did something completely different than he did. I thought it gave you the death rattle and it used all of the available corpses at that given moment. And I thought, oh, it's an instant trigger for the quest for DK. And sadly, Husk is not. Though I really do love this portrait. That may or may not be one reason why I pulled for Arthas. I was actually going for Husk and ended up getting the dog before I got him. So it is what it is. Okay. I wish we had a freeze, but we don't. We can get a taunt. We can do what befell. I'm pretty sure we're still technically alive for a turn. Because they have to do 16 points of damage. And then we can slam down Bwonsamdi next turn, which will heal us for a little bit. And also give us 10 cost minions, which is nice. Okay. We are alive by 1. Oh, that. Oh, please don't have... Okay, they don't have the damage there. That's good. Okay, Bwonsamdi, give us something good. I don't really care what you give us, bud, but yeah, gotta give us something good. Oh, an Infested Breath is actually pretty nice here, too. Okay, something big, something good. I mean, that does work. And I'm going to attack just to minimize the risk of us maybe, like... Also, it gets rid of the minion. I wanted to minimize the risk of getting finished off by Cloud Serpent, or... That's not Cloud Serpent, but it is a Cloud Serpent. I can't remember what it's called. It's the 8 cost, right? Husk in a Dream, am I right? Okay, Awakener of Souls, just gonna keep on putting up that wall. Okay, we're alive. Gets at them the big taunt, which is fine. We know for a fact that they can't have any more. That's the... I would almost want to bet in the mini set there will be like a card that Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Well, I guess we can slam down Umbra. Like we attack with the Waker. That's what I was looking for. Wind Peak Worm was the name of the card that I was looking for. Yeah, let's do Umbra. That gets Bwonsamdi. Replace. Okay, yeah. In hindsight, I should have attacked with the Awakener first, but that's okay. Let's pop this one. Somehow, some way, they have to get through all of our minions. I'm just not going to attack with anything, right? They have to get through a 30 HP minion, which is going to be annoying for them. Please tell me that isn't enough to finish off the game. Does clear the board pretty well. Still alive. What's a good top deck? Ceaseless Expanse would do it, right? Oh, actually, I mean, yeah, I'll take Bwonsamdi. And then what are we getting here? Something fun? Oh, wait a second. Hang on. I think that's just game. Okay, Warrior. Let's get rid of everything. So yeah, next model is almost done. I just need to figure out how to make new bones for some of the clothing. So it's not like static. Which won't affect most things, but I still want to do it. The thing is, for each individual model, I like to improve a little bit. And this one is like my magnus opus when it comes to working with Blender. The base model is Vroid, but the majority of the outfit is all Blender, which is cool. And probably no one besides me cares. Okay, let's get some more corpses. Let's draw some cards. I was kind of hoping we'd get Pupil there, but that's okay. You gotta be kidding me. Good old Brawl doing what Brawl always does. Make me actually, you know what? I can't complain about Brawl. It is a card that I've used before that, like, it usually ends up working in my favor, so it's something I can't. Like, I can, but I shouldn't get angry at it. I know we could slam down Maladar next turn, but I think... Okay, we have... It's like a 1/10th chance of drawing a Pupil. The second we see a Pupil, we'll slam down what befell. That isn't that. I guess we could also just slam down what befell. Or Bwonsamdi to get it in rotation for Awakener. Hey, perfect. Grab the rush first, just because I like having the rush minion. Might as well get rid of this in our hand, so next turn we can just slam down Bwonsamdi. Like, we can slam down Bwonsamdi, slam him into something, well, get a copy, slam him into this. Eh. Okay. Get the copy. You know, this is a card that I really, really want to do something fun with, but I just don't know what it would be. Uh, I'm gonna grab it. Yeah. Go for the meme play. Why not, right? Because now Bwonsamdi's in... Ooh. Also, Dr. Stitchasu is another one of those cards that I'm just like, yeah, maybe eventually I do something with it. Dirty Rat. Oh, thanks for the Wakener of Souls, I guess. That helped me out a lot more than you could ever imagine. Though... Wait. Ooh, that's bad, though. Okay. Good, 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 good. Just keep getting Bwonsamdi's, please. Perfect. Okay, so we slam down... We slam down Memoriam. Memoriam grabs out a Bwonsamdi. Actually, it's Tide Pupil. What befell? Uh, Life Steal? Okay. Okay, they're drawing two taunts. I'm assuming one is Turtle. Because why wouldn't you still be running Turtle? Guru Rat? Sure, why not? They're like... I really, really want to slam this down because we do have... We do have Husk in this list, so... We are going to do it like this. I did do the math for slots on the board, right? Yeah, good. Get another copy. Sure, I guess. Oh, if only I had exactly a weapon in this deck. Hmm. We still, like, I'd rather have Ceaseless Expanse than a weapon in the list. But yeah, it would be kind of cool to use this card as a way to, like, refill your hand and maybe, like, an aggro list, and then use Husk as a way to, like, make use of this early on. I don't know. Ugh. Sucks that they're going to gain all that armor. But this isn't going to wipe out the board. It's just going to give us a few Bwonsamdis, which is good. I'm trying to think of, like, how they could win this game. Right? It's also really interesting to me that this deck is now running this just because it's, like, one of the better 7 costs that you can run. Okay. Does have lifesteal. Shit. Okay, we'll do it like this. That insulates the board a little bit. Good. It gave us a Bwonsamdi. Good. Good. Okay, they still have a Brawl left in the deck. Oh no! Oh! Uh, that's kind of problematic. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter too much if they don't have the damage. That still really, really sucks. I mean, if we have enough damage to win next turn, I guess it doesn't matter. But okay, we get a free spell. Oh, we got Talanji too. I really wanted the Husk. Okay, so this gets him back. We get another copy. I'm gonna go face with this. Then we Eternal Layover. I mean, we are alive. They have to be starting to run out of resources, right? The Awakener of Souls off of Bwonsamdi is really, really cool, though. It's like one of my favorite things to see is like, oh yeah, you only really need to... Okay, and then we could... Okay, so every card left in their deck is going to just be their... Please don't have gotten... I can deal with Time Warp if that's the only thing. They've used most of their draw power, so I'm not, like, worried about that, but please, please don't be set your HP to 40. Anything else would be fine, I think. Because these are just, like, big enough walls, and it'll keep reviving these, hopefully. Bwonsamdi. Okay. 40? Why? Why is that the card? Awakener, get more Bwonsamdis. Do it like that, I guess. So I'll get rid of everything besides these two. We can hero power. We have 40 corpses, so it's not like that big of a deal if I do it or use one of these. Sure. I mean, oh, wait. Is this going to permanently have charge? If it doesn't permanently have charge, that's kind of sad, but, like, if it does, then we can just slowly win the game through Floppy Hydra. Because it says shuffle a copy, but like I said, I don't actually know how that works in particular. Okay, Galvagon into... I'm assuming they got Time Warp. Well, they've used Ceaseless, so that's not going to do what they need it to do. Technically, that's only 26 damage. Okay, okay, okay. I think we just got game, right? Unless... Because they're going to have to get rid of all the taunts, and this is like a secondary taunt, too. Unless they can silence it. They might be running out of silence. I'd be actually kind of shocked if they were. Okay, what are we getting here? Destroy one, get an R1. Why not, right? And we do have the corpse explode. Like, we have so much or so many more resources than them when it comes to just winning in the next turn or two. As long as we can get rid of Galgon, but we have, like, corpse explosion. I'd rather use the corpse explosion first just to get it out of my hand. And then we have Ceaseless for later. I'm hoping that doesn't hit Umbra. Okay, that sucks, but that's okay. Oh. Or we use Ceaseless here, and then we use Umbra. It was, oh, stop doing this, please! The good news is I know they don't have any more AoE, so we're fine. They don't have AoE, and it's behind a taunt. I swear, if that's how I lose this game, I'm going to be so peeved. And they don't have enough armor gain to, like, gain a bajillion armor so they can hit it. Alright, now we're the games. Let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, I ended up playing 18 games with the deck, ended up with a 56% win rate, which is really good. I kind of did expect this one to do as well as it had. There are a few card choices in this list that are a little bit questionable. Husk is one of those cards that is a dead card 90% of the time, but I really wanted to showcase him at least once, and we did get a pretty good game with him early on in the list. Though, if you don't have him, you can easily cut him out for some other type of high-cost removal tool. Overall, though, if you're looking for a deck to use Bwonsamdi / Talanji of the Graves in, this is going to be a great one for y'all to try out. But before we end the video tonight, special thanks to our channel member of Daniel Nascimento. And if you want to help out the channel a little bit more, you can join one of the 3 tiers that we have. But if you can't do something like that, then you can always continue supporting the channel by leaving a like, commenting, subscribing if you haven't already, or turning on the notification button for the next video. But until next time, bye-bye.